Hi, I'm Michael. This is Elsie. So a lot of you guys don't know, Elsie stands for Lunar Space Elevator Infrastructure. At the very, very beginning, that's kind of a mouthful. I kind of stutter sometimes, and so it's hard to say sometimes. So we referred to this lunar elevator, the Lunar Space Elevator Infrastructure, as Elsie. And along the way, we started thinking about Elsie as a cow, but we didn't really like Elsie as a cow, and we think that probably Borden's or some milk company probably has a trademark on Elsie the cow or something like that. So we started thinking about the idea of a mascot. And I gotta tell you honestly, in the very beginning I was really reluctant to do that. I thought it was kind of silly. But after we started talking to people about this, after we started working with it a little bit, we found that there was a lot of people that really liked the idea. So we looked at a couple different animals as a mascot. Snakes came up a couple times, and I'm like, I'm not keen on that. The cow came up, a chicken came up, different kinds of birds came up, spiders came up, because it's it's an elevator and there's string and stuff like that. But then one of our artists, our staff artist, Alexandra Rubin, she came up with the idea of a giraffe, and that immediately clicked for me. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was kind of fun. And she's made this great image with a giraffe in a spacesuit. It's really kind of clever, I think. So Elsie's our mascot. So I just want to introduce you. You'll see her in the background in a bunch of stuff, and over time we'll kind of turn her into a kind of an educational tool, we hope. But I just wanted to introduce you guys. Right. So enough about Elsie. We're going to use Elsie when we give talks on educational stuff, especially when we're targeting students. Alright, but enough with her today. So what's been going on today? We've been focusing on t-shirts. We've got another 40 or so to get out. Chris has been working to understand the shipping software and all the other processes that go along with this, so he's coming up to speed. Hopefully this will make the whole shipping process a little bit more efficient. That's pretty exciting. I'm kind of happy that we're starting to get stuff out the door, so that's great. I was home sick yesterday. I still have a pretty rough cough. I got a whole bunch of cough drops here on my desk. So while I was out, Mr. Christopher decided to eat most of my Christmas candy, so he's cut off. I'm a little annoyed by that. But for the most part, things are going along pretty smoothly here. This weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to RustyCon. RustyCon's a local science fiction convention. I used to go to these all the time. They're a lot of fun. They're definitely a little peculiar. I remember the first convention I went to was pretty strange, because I wear suit and ties whenever I present, always. And so when you've got a room full of people wearing Star Trek uniforms and steampunk uniforms and all this steampunk costumes, kind of stand out. I look a little peculiar in a room full of other people's random science fiction convention costumes. A guy in a suit looks really out of place, but that's okay. That's my thing. That's how we present this project. So I'm going to be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I've got a couple different talks. We're going to try and capture the crowdfunding talk and the LiftPort talk. The crowdfunding is we've gotten a lot of questions about how we did our Kickstarter campaign, our successes and failures, the pluses and minuses that we had. So I think you guys might be interested in that. And then also the other one that I am really looking forward to is LiftPort 2.0, which is really talking about our past, our present, and our future, where this project is going. We have a pretty big fan following in the science fiction community, so I'm really looking forward to this. I haven't been to a science fiction convention in years, so this should be a lot of fun. Finally, the big thing I spent almost 5 hours today on is just string, finding some strong string. It's been kind of frustrating, I'll admit that. I got some straight answers from the manufacturer rep today, which was really a little frustrating. He was thinking that perhaps the sample that I had was wrong. There was something wrong with the sample, which is why I have all this scraps of string on my desk. I went and looked around at some other sources. What I thought was about a 400-pound breaking strength string turns out to be a 75-pound breaking strength string. Absolutely inadequate. Very frustrating. Through the course of educating myself today, I found a couple different sources, a couple different suppliers, so I'm going through that process to find the string that we need. And the reality is we can't start building the robot until we've got the string nailed down. So this is a pretty critical task. I found a string manufacturer that has really strong qualifications. We're following up on this. The strength of their string, perfect. 2,000 pounds easily, no problem. They're about 6 times more expensive than I was budgeting, so we're going to see if we can work out some discounts and some long-term relationships, but a little frustrated today. So that's where we're at. Yeah, I think that's it. Take care. Bye-bye.